What happens when an army is poorly equipped? For years, the Burkina Faso Army struggled, was underfunded, outgunned, and overshadowed by colonial ties and insurgent threats. While many thought that the Burkina Faso coup only exposed the cracks in its national defense, it is quite the opposite. Under Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traoré, everything changed. Through bold equipment procurement, strategic military shipments, and efficient military logistics, the Burkina Faso military is no longer dependent on outdated Western aid. Cutting-edge military supplies and advanced security forces have transformed the army into a force that commands respect across Africa and global defense circles. Burkina Faso isn't just surviving, it's rising. The United Nations is noticing. But how did things change? Here, we would like to take a moment and thank you for supporting us and being a valued part of our strong community, and if you are not yet a member, we encourage you to join us and help build an even stronger community together. Let's get started. The shift in the army began when the country's leadership, under the determined Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traoré, decided it wouldn't depend on outdated Western hand-me-downs and half-hearted political promises. Instead, Burkina Faso embarked on a strategic equipment procurement initiative, securing military supplies and equipment delivery that prioritize capability over control. Partnering with global defense leaders, including significant support from China, Burkina Faso embraced partnerships that revolutionized its defense strategy. This wasn't just about weapons, it was about redefining how a nation perceives and projects its strength. Now, the Burkina Faso military is armed with cutting-edge technologies, state-of-the-art armored vehicles, devastating firepower, and military logistics that rival more developed armies. Military shipments are streamlined, and equipment procurement processes are efficient, ensuring that security forces are always mission-ready. It's no exaggeration to say Burkina Faso is rewriting the playbook on how smaller nations can rise against all odds. So, what equipment does Burkina Faso possess now? Burkina Faso's military transformation begins on the ground, literally. Before modernization efforts began, soldiers were operating in dangerously outdated vehicles, often little more than lightly modified trucks. These vehicles were easy targets for roadside bombs, landmines, and ambushes. Every convoy sent into conflict zones carried the weight of inevitable casualties. Morale was low, and insurgents exploited these vulnerabilities ruthlessly. Enter the CSVP-14 and VP-11 MRAP's mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles, technological marvels that changed everything. These aren't just armored vehicles. They're life-saving machines built to withstand the harsh realities of modern warfare. Unlike older equipment, the MRAPs are designed specifically to neutralize the most dangerous tactics insurgents employ. They can shrug off IEDs, absorb the blast from anti-tank mines, and protect soldiers from direct gunfire. But these vehicles are more than just protective cocoons. They're versatile machines that adapt to various roles. Troops can move through conflict zones with confidence, and when emergencies arise, MRAPs double as ambulances, ensuring injured soldiers reach medical care in time. They've even proven invaluable in civilian contexts, such as disaster relief during floods or road building in remote regions. The addition of Caterpillar excavators to the modernization package underscores Burkina Faso's strategic thinking. While excavators might not grab headlines, they're indispensable for fortifying defensive positions, constructing roads in conflict areas, and clearing debris after attacks. In a way, these machines represent the practical, no-nonsense approach Burkina Faso has taken. Everything serves a purpose, and that purpose is survival. The psychological impact of these vehicles is immeasurable. For soldiers, riding in an MRAP is a world apart from the vulnerable vehicles of the past. They're no longer sitting ducks, they're warriors shielded by state-of-the-art engineering. On the flip side, insurgents are learning the hard way that their tactics are being neutralized. What was once an easy ambush is now a suicide mission. Yet, even with troops protected, a question remains. How do you ensure they can fight back with equal ferocity? Protection is vital, but offense wins wars. This brings us to the second pillar of Burkina Faso's transformation: firepower that redefines the battlefield. In the past, Burkina Faso's troops had to rely on outdated rifles and barely functional artillery, putting them at a severe disadvantage. Insurgents could operate with near impunity, knowing that the military lacked the range, precision, and mobility to strike back effectively. This all changed with the arrival of WMA-301 fire support vehicles and CS/SM-1 mortars, two weapons that revolutionized how Burkina Faso fights. The WMA-301 is a marvel of mobile artillery. Equipped with 105mm guns, it combines devastating firepower with unmatched mobility. Picture this: a WMA-301 rolling into position, firing its powerful cannon from a safe distance, and relocating before the enemy can respond. This level of precision and adaptability is a nightmare for insurgents who once relied on the military's sluggish response times. The CS/SM-1 mortars add another layer of lethality. Mounted on tactical vehicles, these mortars can deliver highly accurate strikes in record time. They've proven especially effective in hitting insurgent hideouts located in dense jungles or remote desert regions. In the past, these areas were nearly impossible to reach, but now they're vulnerable to Burkina Faso's new long-range capabilities. What makes this firepower even more effective is its integration with the Army's new logistics framework. Operations are now coordinated with unprecedented efficiency, allowing multiple units to work together seamlessly. Imagine an assault where armored vehicles secure a perimeter, fire support vehicles neutralize key enemy positions, and mortars provide relentless suppression fire, all while troops advance safely. These weapons are not just tools, they're psychological weapons. Insurgents who once controlled vast territories now find themselves on the defensive, unable to predict or counter Burkina Faso's newfound mobility and firepower. Villages that were once abandoned due to insecurity are being reclaimed, and displaced families are returning home. However, firepower alone doesn't win wars. To maintain this momentum, Burkina Faso needed more than weapons. It needed a logistical backbone capable of sustaining long-term operations. This is where the January 2025 deliveries came in, taking the nation's modernization efforts to the next level. Here's a reminder to please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black culture, history, civilization, and identity. Let's continue now. January 2025 wasn't just another month on the calendar. It was a turning point in Burkina Faso's history. The nation received an unprecedented shipment of advanced military equipment, cementing its place as a rising power in the region. The centerpiece of this delivery was the VN-22 armored vehicles, a symbol of both technological innovation and military ambition. The VN-22s are more than just armored vehicles. They're fortresses on wheels. Designed to withstand heavy fire, including 25mm shells, they offer unparalleled protection for troops in even the most hostile environments. But the VN-22 isn't just about defense. Armed with advanced cannons and anti-tank missiles, it's also a devastating offensive weapon capable of taking out enemy positions with precision. Alongside the VN-22s, Burkina Faso also acquired CS/VN-9 armored personnel carriers. These vehicles prioritize troop safety, ensuring soldiers can be transported across dangerous terrain without fear. For a nation that often operates in regions plagued by insurgencies, this capability is a game changer. But no military can function without logistics, and that's where the Shockman trucks and tankers come in. These vehicles ensure that supplies, whether ammunition, fuel, or food, reach the front lines without delay. They're the silent heroes of the modernization effort, keeping the entire operation running smoothly. Together, these deliveries have transformed Burkina Faso's army into a force capable of launching complex, coordinated operations. But this transformation didn't happen in isolation. It's the result of a bold decision to align with China, challenging traditional power structures in Africa and beyond. Burkina Faso's decision to pivot toward China wasn't just pragmatic, it was revolutionary. For decades, African nations have grappled with the strings attached to Western military aid. Every shipment of equipment or deployment of troops came with conditions: political alignment, economic concessions, and often subtle infringements on sovereignty. Burkina Faso's leadership, under President Ibrahim Traoré, decided that enough was enough. Enter China, a partner that promises more than just weapons. It offers respect for autonomy. Unlike Western nations, which often dictate terms, China provides military aid and technology tailored to a country's specific needs without interfering in domestic affairs. For Burkina Faso, this was a breath of fresh air. The CSVP-14, VP-11 MRAPs, and VN-22 armored vehicles are prime examples of this tailored approach. Unlike generic Western equipment, these vehicles were designed for the harsh terrains of Africa. They can withstand the extreme heat of the Sahel, navigate rocky paths, and endure grueling operational conditions. What's more, they come at a fraction of the cost of Western alternatives, making them accessible to a nation operating on a tight budget. But this partnership isn't limited to military equipment. China has also invested in Burkina Faso's infrastructure, building roads, schools, and hospitals that support the broader population. This dual approach, military modernization combined with socio-economic development, has strengthened the partnership and made it clear that Burkina Faso isn't just a client state. It's a partner in a shared vision for progress. This pivot to China has also sent ripples across the geopolitical landscape. France, once Burkina Faso's primary military partner, has been sidelined. The withdrawal of French troops in 2022 marked a turning point, signaling the end of decades of dependency. Other Western nations, too, are beginning to feel the impact of China's growing influence in Africa. But while China's support is invaluable, it's the leadership of President Traoré that has turned this partnership into a success story. His vision for a self-reliant Burkina Faso is what drives the nation forward. For Traoré, military modernization is not just about acquiring weapons. It's about redefining the nation's identity, reclaiming its sovereignty, and inspiring a continent to believe in its potential. Traoré's leadership style is bold, direct, and unapologetic. From the moment he took office, he made it clear that Burkina Faso would no longer be a pawn in global geopolitics. His decision to partner with China wasn't just strategic, it was symbolic. By rejecting Western dependency, Traoré signaled that Burkina Faso would chart its course, free from external interference. But Traoré's vision goes beyond geopolitics. He understands that a strong military is only part of the equation. To truly transform Burkina Faso, he's investing in infrastructure, education, and economic development. For example, the construction of military training academies ensures that the next generation of soldiers is not only well-equipped, but also highly skilled. Investments in local industries, meanwhile, are creating jobs and reducing reliance on imports. Traoré has also prioritized transparency and accountability, ensuring that the benefits of modernization are felt by ordinary citizens. Soldiers now receive better pay and benefits, boosting morale and attracting top talent to the armed forces. Communities near conflict zones, once abandoned by the state, are now being rebuilt with schools, clinics, and markets. His bold approach has earned him admiration not just in Burkina Faso, but across Africa. Neighboring countries are watching closely, and some are beginning to emulate his strategies. Traoré's leadership is proving that even smaller nations can assert themselves on the global stage if they have the vision and courage to act. But challenges remain. Over-reliance on foreign equipment poses risks, and maintaining momentum will require careful planning and sustained investment. Yet, if anyone can navigate these challenges, it's Traoré. His leadership has already inspired a nation to dream bigger, and the road ahead promises even greater achievements. What happens after this? Will securing the army have any impact on Burkina Faso? That is worth mentioning. A well-equipped Burkina Faso military fundamentally alters the nation's internal and external security dynamics. No longer plagued by outdated weapons and inadequate resources, Burkina Faso can effectively deter insurgent threats and maintain control over its territories. With improved military logistics and consistent equipment delivery, the nation can rapidly respond to crises, protecting its citizens and vital infrastructure from destabilizing forces. Economic stability often follows security. When a country is plagued by insurgencies and political unrest, investors hesitate to commit their capital, fearing that instability will lead to financial losses. For years, Burkina Faso has suffered from this cycle, where insecurity discouraged investment, leading to stagnation in economic growth and infrastructure development. However, With a stronger security force and an upgraded Burkina Faso military, the nation is finally breaking free from this trap, creating a foundation where businesses can thrive without the looming threat of violence. A stable environment is the first requirement for both local and foreign investment. Defense news reports have shown that countries with reliable security forces attract more investors, as financial risks are significantly reduced. With Burkina Faso strengthening its national defense, investors who previously hesitated due to security concerns may now see the country as a safer, more viable destination for economic ventures. Sectors such as mining, agriculture, and technology, which are critical to Burkina Faso's economy, will particularly benefit from this renewed confidence. A key example is the gold mining sector, which is one of Burkina Faso's largest industries. In previous years, insurgent groups repeatedly attacked mining sites, forcing companies to suspend operations or withdraw altogether. With a well-equipped Burkina Faso Army and better military logistics, these threats can now be neutralized more effectively, ensuring that investors can operate without constant disruptions. This not only stabilizes the economy, but also creates thousands of jobs for local communities. For any country to develop, infrastructure projects such as roads, railways, power grids, and telecommunications networks must be built and maintained. However, ongoing conflict and security threats have historically stalled these efforts in Burkina Faso. Armed groups frequently targeted construction projects, forcing delays or outright cancellations. The government's reliance on foreign security assistance further complicated matters, as external forces often dictated which projects would receive protection. Now, with Burkina Faso focusing on self-reliance through efficient military shipments and equipment procurement, it can ensure that infrastructure projects proceed without external interference. The construction of roads, energy facilities, and transportation networks will become more feasible, connecting remote regions to economic hubs and fostering national unity. This, in turn, enhances public services such as healthcare and education, as medical supplies and teachers can reach areas that were once inaccessible due to security risks. A strong security force doesn't just protect citizens, it creates employment opportunities. The expansion of the Burkina Faso military has led to an increase in direct and indirect employment, from training new soldiers to hiring civilians for logistics, maintenance, and supply chain management. As military logistics improve and local industries take over the production of essential military supplies, new economic sectors emerge, boosting job creation across multiple industries. Additionally, as stability returns, private sector businesses will expand operations, leading to increased demand for labor. Entrepreneurs, once deterred by security concerns, can now start businesses with confidence. This ripple effect will stimulate local markets, increase consumer spending, and contribute to a thriving middle class. Perhaps one of the most significant benefits of Burkina Faso's military modernization is the reduction of dependency on Western aid. For years, Western nations supplied military equipment, but often under restrictive conditions that left Burkina Faso's security forces unable to act independently. This cycle of dependency hindered long-term growth and forced the country to compromise on its sovereignty. By shifting toward autonomous equipment procurement, Burkina Faso is taking control of its defense infrastructure, allowing it to allocate resources more effectively. This means that government funds can now be redirected toward education, healthcare, and technological advancements rather than being spent on servicing foreign debt or fulfilling donor conditions. The ability to make independent military decisions also strengthens Burkina Faso's diplomatic standing, allowing it to negotiate trade deals and security agreements from a position of strength rather than reliance. Burkina Faso's growing security strength is also reshaping its role in global defense and regional economic alliances. As neighboring countries, particularly Niger and Mali, face similar security challenges, Burkina Faso's stability will encourage stronger economic ties and cooperative trade agreements. With safe trade routes and protected economic zones, regional commerce can flourish, benefiting the entire West African economy. Moreover, stronger security forces will allow Burkina Faso to take a leadership role in regional security initiatives, further increasing its political and economic influence. Instead of being seen as a nation reliant on external intervention, Burkina Faso is positioning itself as a key player in African security, capable of leading military and economic collaborations across the continent. So, Burkina Faso's military modernization is more than just a defense strategy. It's a statement of independence, resilience, and ambition. In just a few years, the nation has gone from struggling to defend its borders to becoming a model of what's possible when bold leadership meets strategic partnerships. But this story isn't just about weapons or geopolitics. It's about people. It's about soldiers who no longer have to fear for their lives every time they step into a vehicle. It's about communities that are being rebuilt, families that are returning to their homes, and a nation that is rediscovering its strength. Burkina Faso isn't just defending itself, it's redefining what it means to be a sovereign African nation in the 21st century. And as it continues to rise, it's sending a powerful message to the world. Africa's future will be written by Africans. Do you think Traoré has just saved Burkina Faso? Will more nations do the same? Let us know in the comment section. Do you think Burkina Faso is soon becoming a stronger African nation? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If so, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: the Black culture, civilization, history, and evidence about how glorious Blacks have been. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.